Welcome back to our podcast on childhood immunization for World Immunization Week 2025. I'm Dr. Swathi, and with us again is Mrs. Pavithra. In our last episode, we had covered the basics of vaccination and especially the basics of vaccination in India. Today, we'll address some common concerns and practical aspects. Welcome back, Pavithra.
Thank you, Dr. Swathi.
So, Pavithra, what are some of the worries or further questions that you have regarding vaccinating your child?
Well, Dr. Swathi, like many parents, I worry about my child getting so many vaccines. Will this overload the immune system?
Yeah, that's a very common concern, Pavithra. However, there's no scientific evidence to suggest that receiving multiple vaccines at once can harm or overwhelm a healthy child's immune system. Children are exposed to countless germs every day in their environment. Vaccines contain only a tiny fraction of the antigens, or that is part of germs that a baby encounters daily. In fact, our immune system is incredibly capable and can respond to millions of different antigens at the same time. Giving multiple vaccines together, especially as combination vaccines, actually reduces the number of pricks and visits needed, making it more convenient and ensuring timely protection.
Do vaccines provide lifelong protection? And why do children need so many doses of some vaccines?
Some vaccines can provide lifelong protection. However, the number of doses needed depends on several factors, including the type of vaccine and the epidemiology of the disease in our country, which is very important. Inactivated vaccines often require multiple doses to build immunity in phases, with each dose boosting the immune response. For some live vaccines like MMR, multiple doses ensure that even those who did not develop immunity after the first dose are protected. The schedules are carefully designed to provide protection when children are most vulnerable to these diseases.
Okay, we are really worried about the serious side effects we hear about, like polio drops causing impotence or the measles causing autism. Are these true?
I completely understand your concern, as these are common myths that unfortunately cause a lot of anxiety and have been doing the rounds, especially in social media. However, there is absolutely no scientific evidence to support the claim that oral polio vaccine causes impotence or that the MMR vaccine causes autism. These beliefs are purely rumors and have been disproven by numerous rigorous scientific studies conducted over many years by independent researchers and organizations worldwide. All vaccines used in India's universal immunization program undergo stringent manufacturing and quality control processes and are approved only after years of research and trials. They are considered safe and effective by both national and international health bodies.
So my child has received all their routine vaccination. Should they still get vaccinated during a mass campaign like for polio or measles?
Yes, definitely. That's a really good question. Even if your child has received all routine vaccinations, they should still participate in mass vaccination campaigns like the pulse polio immunization campaign. The aim of these campaigns is to control the transmission of a disease and eventually eliminate it by vaccinating a large portion of the population at the same time. These campaign doses are considered additional doses that further boost immunity and protect not only your child but also the entire community. For example, all children under 5 should continue to receive OPV during pulse polio campaigns even if they have received OPV and the injectable polio vaccine in routine immunization.
Thank you. And what are some important things that I should remember before, during, and after my child's vaccination visit?
Well, here are a few key points to keep in mind. Before, bring your child's immunization record to the hospital. Inform the doctor about any past reactions to vaccines, allergies, or prolonged illnesses. During, ask the doctor about potential mild discomfort or fever after vaccination, and feel free to voice any other concerns you have about your child's health. After the vaccination, your doctor might ask you to wait for about 30 minutes at the clinic to observe for any immediate reactions. You can continue to breastfeed or give complementary foods as usual. Be aware of common local reactions like redness or mild fever, which are usually short lasting and can be managed with cold compresses and paracetamol if recommended by your doctor. Contact your doctor immediately if your child develops a high fever, becomes unresponsive or limp, cries inconsolably for more than 3 hours, or has convulsions.
So, where can I take my child for vaccination in India?
You can visit any government health facility, including hospitals, medical colleges, urban dispensaries, primary health centers, community health centers, sub-centers, Anganwadi centers to get your child vaccinated. Here, the national immunization schedule is followed. In certain villages and some urban areas, health workers also organize immunization sessions. There are also vaccines being given at private hospitals where the Indian Academy of Pediatrics schedule is followed.
And what about the cost of these vaccines at government facilities?
All immunization services, including the vaccines, syringes, the card, that's a mother and child protection card that is given, are all provided free of cost at government health facilities in India.
But what should I do if a particular vaccine is not available at the health facility when I visit?
In such situations, the health worker will give your child all the available vaccines they are eligible for and will call you for the remaining vaccination in the next immunization session. You can also inquire about getting the scheduled vaccines at a higher level health facility or wait for the next immunization session day.
So, what about the vaccines that are not available at the government setup? What should I do in that case?
These vaccines are actually offered under the Indian Academy of Pediatrics schedule in private hospitals. So vaccines like the typhoid conjugate vaccine, the influenza vaccine, MMR, chickenpox vaccine or the varicella vaccine, and hepatitis A vaccine are provided in private hospitals under the IAP schedule. You can take your child there for these vaccines. And thank you again, Mrs. Pavithra, for bringing up all these important questions. We hope this discussion has been helpful for all our listeners during World Immunization Week. Remember, getting your child vaccinated is one of the most effective ways to protect them and the community from preventable diseases. Thank you.